Hey everybody, welcome back. It is week 8 on the reissue of the TOS Enterprise Bridge. And a busy week this week, not just with the kit. Doctor's appointments. Then my wife got violently ill from a nasty little 24 to 48 hour virus. Then snow. And lots of it. It started Friday. Didn't get anything, couldn't do anything, and then Saturday got a break in the blizzard, and my neighbor, who was amazing, helped me. We had to clear snow. We had drifts 3 to 6 feet just from the snow blowing around and catching. Thank God he had a front end loader. He was able to help me and my neighbor get our driveways clear. And so been a lot of snow, and then yes, today is Sunday, and this is what I'm doing. It is I had to go out and shovel again all the stuff that got left over or happened last night. So, yay! The week was okay when it was great when I was actually in the studio being able to work. Got the stations fixed. Started working on little instruments, but with the bridge stations fixed, I was able to get paint done back, get color. Everything's protected. And I also took out the photo etch, as you guys saw. I got that all clean, and that's all been repainted and sealed, so I'll be able to start this upcoming week getting all these things put back together. But even with the way the week was and the fun I have to say this. Thank you, everyone. BTM scale modeling is now at 500. I just looked. And I am humbled. I am so thankful for you guys. I really appreciate it. So, with that, if you are new to the channel, click on the subscribe button. You click on the little bell. You know every time I upload. If I did something in this week's video that I didn't go into detail enough, or you see other videos, because I do multiples, please. If you have a question about the way I did the lighting, or the way I did painting, or what I was doing, or if you have a question on your kit, please email me at bucktmore@gmail.com or put it in the comment section. Also in the comment section, I like, hey Buck, great job. Hey Buck, okay, maybe, okay, it works for you. Or Buck, seriously man, what were you thinking? Put that in the comment section and I will respond within 12 to 24 hours. But with that, let's get to the bench and see what I was able to get done before all the snow. Hey everyone, it is Wednesday. I did do a little work down here yesterday, but yesterday was a little bit rougher for me. Everything's physically fine, just one of those days, But, start off. What I did do is I have light blocked the back with black Rust-Oleum flat black paint. And then up here, I decided to go with my Rust-Oleum gray primer filler. It looks great. I like it. So I'm going to keep that, and I've already clear coated it, so yay. And I'm starting to go back on the masking, and I will walk you guys through that because there's some things I'm going to have to do a little different this time because I kind of wasted some. And then the other thing I really wanted to show you guys is, because I'm going to be cleaning and repairing the stations, I've already cleaned one set of photo etch of all that lovely paint. Usually I use my Power Plus, the good purple cleaner. And usually that does really well, but I'm running a little low right now, so I decided, heck, I got acetone and I don't even use it. So, first off, when you're working with acetone, make sure you have gloves on. Okay, this stuff is nasty. It strips. This is what it does. So, okay, I'm going to put these two in there. And I'm not doing them all at the same time. I want to keep them separate. So I make sure they go right back where they need to be. And I have a beautiful get rid of toothbrush. And that. So it works pretty quick, as you can start to see. It's starting to cake off there and eat off of there. So put you right there for now, and okay, good. And then just with that toothbrush, I'll start doing that. But I'm going to let it sit there for a few minutes. So I'm not going to make you guys sit there and wait. I'll turn the camera back on as soon as it starts to peel. So give me a couple minutes. Alright, let's see how that's peeling now. So you kind of see, let me drop this down just a bit more for you and try to get there. So you can see how it's really just starting to peel that paint up. And that's what I'm looking for. Like I said, I'm not a real big fan of acetone, but I will use it when I need to. So now I just kind of start flaking what I can off. As you can see. And that's why you wear gloves, because you got to sometimes pick these guys up. And it's not all the way coming off yet, but it's dang close. So it's getting really close. And again, I'm just going to take this one, and sometimes I might have to add a little bit more onto the toothbrush to help pick it off. But like I said, I want to be careful because this stuff is not very much fun. Or it just don't lose respect for it. That's what I do. I respect it. So let's keep going here. And if it doesn't all come off, I will sand it. Then I'll dip that right into the water. Let that start cleaning off. And do the same thing with this one. After I give it one more little scrub. Maybe. Yeah, come on now. And I can sand that, like I said, I can sand that stuff off too. That's nothing. I just didn't want to have to sand the whole thing down and start getting it scratched up. And I can use my X-Acto and I peel the rest. So that's it. Now I dumped it into clean water, cool clean water. And I'm going to let that sit while I get another set up to start going. And when this is ready to go, I'll just start rotating around. So I will turn the camera back on and share with you guys when I get this done. Alright, I got that one fixed. And I'll edit the previous video down a bit more. But now I'll share. These are ones from HDX. And this is my transfer paper. And when I do this to lift these big masks like this, I like to use a transfer paper. And gotta find everything. Okay, you. So I need to do you. Okay, just making sure I got everything. Okay, so now it is on this transfer paper. And again, sometimes you have to peel up the mask, and you can see how much easier this one goes. Okay. So now that I got that off, because I've already got other things going for the inside, I will take the masks out that I don't need. And I'll just put them there. And then I'll slowly try to bring it out, which sometimes it works. Get on camera. Okay. The fun of working with transfer tape. Okay. Now I got one little bit more to go. Okay. Come on now. There we go. Okay. That's all gone. Alright. So now that I have this ready to go, I will get down here a little bit more so you guys can see. I will, like I said, I start on one side, and I'm just trying to I'm going to match the top and bottom on this side. And sometimes you definitely got to just get in there, and I usually try to. I'm not going to tack it just yet because I want to make sure that both of these are down. Okay. Then yes, I press it down very hard, and then I just roll it up And then I can, oh darn it. Okay, guess I didn't get it right. I thought it was. Sometimes this is what happens. So if you mess up, you don't have to put it back on the paper or the transfer paper, but you got to be careful. And if you have to lift it up again, make sure you do both the top and the bottom pretty close to the same time, or you're going to get bubbles. Kind of like that. And that's the hardest thing, because I'm just trying to get it all to lay down and stay down. Sometimes it doesn't like to play that way. So if I need to, I can take the whole thing back off, which I really don't want to. And let's go. Okay. That one's good. And the reason I want to try to make sure they're lined up the same is the spacing. And there we go. Okay, that's ready for paint. So I'm going to keep working on these guys, and let's get ready for some fun paint. And I'll come back when I have a lot more to share, guys. So see you soon. All right, paint's loaded. Remember, I went with the T.B.I XF66, the light gray, because there's an old dark gray, and that just wasn't cool. So I am just making sure I am happy with everything. Make sure everything's in place. Guess I missed just a bit right there. I want to make sure it stays pretty darn. Okay, there we go. All right. So remember, yep, the light gray. So again, I am not going to try to do this in all one hit. And actually, I probably could, because I don't want to. I want to make it wait. I want to let it sit there and get dry and then hit it again. And again, just... So, okay guys, well, I'm going to get these guys painted up, and when they get to the point, I'm going to start pulling the masks off so you guys can see. So, I'll return. Well, good morning. It's Friday, and yes, I am in the bench. Remember that winter advisory I told you guys about? Well, now it is now a blizzard warning. And later today, which it's snowing now, not heavy, but from later today until tomorrow, supposed to get anywhere from 8 to 12 to 14 inches. Who knows? It's a winter storm. But hey, I got the turbo lift. I still got to do some touch up, but I thought I'd share that with you. I finished that yesterday, guys. Getting started on it. And then here is the mask that from HDX, as you can see. And then here's mine. But even though the corners aren't as rounded, I'm still happy with that. So yay! So now I need to go ahead and get these backed up and get this masked off and this masked off, so I can paint the station, the desk, the top, and then I'm going to get the railings finished painted and get going on that, and then hopefully get some light stuff going on. Let's see how much I can get done before the end of the week. And please guys, I apologize, this week's been kind of nuts with doctor's appointments and storms and snow removal coming, and then my wife got a 24 to 48 hour stomach bug, and yeah, it's been an interesting week ahead of the storm. So let me get things cleared around, and I'll get started. So see you soon. All right, getting working on the instrument panels. I did get the door touched up, and got to do a little bit more, but I'm happy with that. And then the railings I turned them over and gave them another coat of paint. So now what I'm doing is I'm getting the photo etch from the stations. I'm going to get them primered, and I will share that. And then, but first, that's why I got the paper towel. But first, got to get them out. So I have used this T.B.I metal primer a lot. I like it a lot. But one of the issues I found, and it was me anyway. I should have known better. But if the piece is laying and you use it, it's gonna glob up, or like with the windows and the grills. I got to clean the underneath vents to get that the T.B.I primer out. So when it goes to light up, it won't be hidden. So what I'm doing is I've taken the paper towel. I am putting what panel it is. That way I don't forget. Keep it on the bag so I don't lose it. And the first thing I've been doing is, first I gotta level you back out. There we go. Just bend. The first thing I've been doing is I'm going through, and I told you guys I needed to, I was going to need to finish cleaning, so I'm taking my X-Acto and just getting the last of the bigger paint that didn't come off, and I want to make sure it's got a good surface. And so that's what I'm doing there. And get it all cleaned up, and then there we go. And then I will just set it down here and just let it sit there. And that way when I go to put the primer on, the excess will soak into the paper towel and not bubble up on the photo etch and make it pull up, not bubble up, pull up, because it's got nowhere to go. And so that's what the paper towel is going to help with. So I don't have the pools anymore. And then I just take it off, and yep, okay. So there is, and then make sure you don't forget your bags, which bags you have, you know. So now let's see, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 more stations to do, and let's figure this out. Because after they get dry, I'm going to prime them. So I'm trying to figure out what'd be the best way. I might have to do it a couple of times. Let me see. Can I move things around so I can get a bit more space? The reason I'm trying to have them far out was so that the primer wouldn't cover up their station. But I can do that and move it to the side on that one, and then I can do the same thing here, and do that, do that. Okay, all right, that's gonna be better. Okay, and that is engineering. All right, so I've cut pieces of paper towel out, and I got tape already ready, so boom and boom, maybe, there we go. So I'll do that, and then the next one I got is nav, so we'll go there with nav. Let's take a look at these guys, and okay. And then, yes, I'll turn the camera off after this one, guys, because you don't need to see me doing this. But I will turn it back on when it's time. So, again, like I said, I just go through, just clean up what I can. Get the, what you're hearing there is a little bit of the CA. So, and, okay. Okay, that one's good. And oh, that didn't do too bad. Okay, primer. Okay, cool. Alright, so there is nab. Alright guys, well I'm going to get at it and I'll turn the camera back on when it's time to do some prime. Alright, like I said, this is the Vallejo metal primer, and I like it for a lot of reasons. It does really good for the most part at keeping stuff on the metal, which is good. So basically, I'm just doing this, just brushing it on, not thick, but you know, enough to make sure it's got enough. And then that's basically it. I just keep going like that, and then I'll dip in, get a little more, but I do squeegee my brush because sometimes it has to. This thing can pick up some stuff. And then after this dries, which will be tomorrow, I'll get these guys painted, primered, and get stuff started painting on these, so I can start getting stuff back in. Because I'm going to have these back into the stations first before I put in the plexiglass. Because when I put the plexiglass on this, I can use canopy. I can use canopy glue, or use my trusted, always used is. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Darn it! I know I got you here. Where are you? Micro Crystal Clear. Sorry, guys. I'll use this to glue the styrene back on to the back of these when I go get them ready. But if I do that now, after I get everything painted and primed and painted and cured again, what can happen is when I go to put these onto the back in the station, it can, because I'll use a little bit of CA, but that little bit of CA on clear styrene, it will fog it. It will do things that you didn't know would happen to it. It's just bad. So I got to get these in first. And trust me, I have learned that lesson the hard way on CA and clear styrene. So, but here we go, one more, and be done. There. All right. Yay! Okay, just get a bit more. Make sure it's got it. All right, now I gotta let this get dry, and then I can prime it and get it painted. So, yay! So we definitely know that I'll be getting paint tomorrow. Yay! All right, guys. Well, let me get things moved around. All right, got those things drying. So the next, what I'm going to start working on next is first I'm going to start masking up the consoles that I need to. So, and the great thing, a really good thing about the T.B.I paints and stuff is sometimes, yeah, I will have to go make sure clear coat it, but on this I don't think I'm going to have to, because this tape's really nice. It grips, but it doesn't hold down like blue painter's tape if you use that instead of light adhesive masking tape. Yeah, and there we go. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to get this ready to get painted again. So I want to make sure everything is masked off that I want masked off. And yeah. So and you just want to make sure that that's exactly where I want it, so I know. And then I'll just tape a bit off, because this gets glued to each other station. I'll double check. I'm pretty sure. So I'm not really too worried about the side, these sides, because I'm not worried about it. But I want to make sure that I get all the areas that I don't want to get that black paint on masked off. And I mean, it's a lot of work for doing just a little bit of painting, but trust me, it'll go a heck of fast. It'll go fast than trying to hand brush it. So, alright guys, well, I'm going to get at it, and I'll turn the camera back on when it's time. A good snowy morning, and it is Saturday, and I do mean it has snowed. I think we've got 11 to 13 inches in the last 12, 13, I don't know, but it's deep out there, and it's a-blowing. And so, yes, in the studio, except when I have to go shovel the pathway to get Gabrielle out. But what I'm doing now is I am making sure I got one. Alright. So what I'm doing is I am going to go ahead and start priming the display instrument windows. And so I want to get a primer on it, but I don't want to have to do it one at a time. So what I did is taking everything off, the tags that I was making, I'm just lining it all up with the tags so I can get a good amount of spray paint on there, or a good primer coat on, and go from there. Always got to try to make sure I don't have them super close so the paint gets all the way around. Find my tweezers. Okay. And there we go. Let's see if I can get you lined up better now. Okay. And yeah, sometimes the tape likes to pick itself up too. That's why I try not to move it as much after. But I wanted to make sure I had enough space. So, voila. And that's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to keep going down with the tags so I remember which display screen goes with which station. Sorry guys. I'm going to do that, and I'm just going to do that because I know that's the station 18 defense. And sorry guys, where is the other one? Got another little one. Where did you go? Oh, here you are. Sorry guys. Try to keeping everything together, and like I said, I just go down and basically that's how I'm going to keep track of these guys as I get them primered up and started painting. That way I know, because I'm not going to take it off of here until I get that semi-gloss down, and that way it then when I go to, I'll get it sealed, and then when I go to put it on the station, then it'll look good. I thought about putting them back on and doing my, my station paint up here, do this and this, and then I go, the issue I ran in the last time I tried that was it got hard to get into some of these areas, which I got around, but sometimes you gotta just back up and try a different idea. So alright guys, well, I'm not going to keep boring you with me putting these down. I just wanted to share with you what I'm doing, and let's see if I can get some consoles built today. Alright, got a lot of things done. I had a lot of noisy things to do. Had to have the exhaust on for a while. I thought about putting them on, and then I'm not going to yet because still got to do all the other work. But definitely going to be an interesting deal because these, I'm going to have to go through each one and see which matches best. Even though they're supposed to be all the same size, they're not. And the placement and some of these, it's like, wow, okay. I'll be working on that, so I'll share that with you more. Here, let me just kind of show you. So if I set this one, let's see if I can do that. So you see, and I lined up with every point in there, okay? But if I try to set this one up, it's like, look how far out on the back over, So I got to figure out, I'm going to go through and look through them. These are clear coated, so I'm going to get them bagged up now, and I'm going to wait till I got a lot more. As I get ready to start putting things in permanent, I will start working on getting these guys. So I got to make sure I got my little bag. And I do. Put you in there, and then I'll just put it in the bag, and at least that's done. So I know it's ready, but then I'll go through and work with that. So alright, let me get things reset. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to start with is the console screens. And I've already got my semi-gloss black loaded up. Guys, when I've learned a lesson with using the semi-gloss. I treat it more like the metallics that I use from Vallejo. You don't want to try to get definitely don't want to get it all done in one pass. Trust me. You know, just get a bit down like this, because if you get too close or try to do it all at once, it's not gonna look pretty. Trust me, I've made that mistake before, because if you get too close and it starts to pool up and not actually laying down even, it'll start to pool up, and it's a headache. It's a headache, because then you have to do like I did last time. I had to clean them again, get everything off to make it look right. But so getting the first pass, and yes, I'm a lot further away with my brush than when I'm using flats, because I just don't want to have a chance of this to start pooling up. And so, let's see, get there. So, okay, that's done for now. It's not finished, but I'm not going to keep working on it. I'm going to let that sit for a minute. And the same thing with the consoles. Now I got everything taped up, and it's just going to become trying to learn how to work around and get things upside down. And so the easiest way I found for like right here, the top of that, is I'll go from the inside. And again, I'm just starting to lay paint down. I'm not trying to be aggressive with it, because it is this lovely semi-gloss, and it takes quite a bit of layering. It'll take a few passes. Let me just say that. I'll keep showing it as I keep building, as I keep painting, so you guys can see. I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me put every coat on. But, and then even like for the bigger ones, the bigger displays, or the consoles, again, I go from the inside to get that roof hatch, or that console right there, to get it started. And then if I need to, I'll come from this side to get more in. But again, remember, keep a little bit of distance, because, you know what, let me show you if you don't know what I'm talking about, because I can clean it up real quick. So if you get too close, you'll have something starting like that. You see that? And I don't want that to happen right quick. Is I want to be able to gradually add the paint in, and that's why you see I'm further back, it's laying down better. And so sometimes, yeah, I even have to do the twisties. But oops. Alright guys, I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me do that, but as I go in stages, I'll show you how, when I get to a certain point in layers, or passes, I will share with you guys. So, alright, paint's going down on the consoles. I'll be back. Well, 3 passes so far. But yes, 3 passes, so I'm going to let these all dry. I'm going to clean my airbrush, let them all dry, and then go get some lunch and see what they look like after they dry. But here are some of the consoles, which I'm happy, and let's see. So I'm happy I was able to get in everywhere I needed to. Now I'm just going to let these guys dry, like I said, and see if there's any more I need to do, or if I can go ahead and at least get that coat sealed, and then get taping off for the red line. Yeah, so not bad. I'm happy with it so far. I'm glad this is coming back together. So I'm going to let it dry, go grab some lunch, and I'll see you after lunch, guys. Well, they're dry. Lunch is done. Good lunch. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do another coat. So remember, I put 3 coats on, and I can still see some areas that need to get a bit more touched up, and that's why I wanted to let it get dry, so I could actually, now I can see what's good, what's not, and get it all even the best I can. But same with the screens. some of the color in my mind's eye is a little uneven, so I want to make sure it's better. And well, so that's where I'm with that right now. So let me get these guys one more coat going and see where I go from there. All right, I will be back. All right, just got the main masks off, so I wanted to share. Not too shabby. Let's see if I can. So still got to do that, but I want to get, as soon as this gets good and dry, I'm gonna clear coat it, and then I'll mask off to take care of the red stripe on the end. But yeah, I'm happy. Very happy. That came together really nice. Very nice. So, yay! Can't do much else with these guys. Gotta let them get good and dry. But I did take the grills off, and I put them in some acetone and got those cleaned. And now I'm gonna start working on them, getting them ready to go back to getting paint. But wanted to share this with you guys. So, yay! Not all the way together yet, but getting closer and closer. So, yay! All right, guys. I'll come back when I have more. Good afternoon, Sunday, and I'm actually in the studio. I started recording yesterday and started going through things, and then got some big help to get snow removed. And if you guys follow me on Facebook, you'll see the amount of snow we got. Then this morning, it finally stopped snowing, I think somewhere through the night, but it still was drifting and blowing. So I had to go, and I need to go get stuff cleared back up. So that's where I was. So I didn't get to finish a lot on what I wanted to finish with yesterday. So I'm going to try to do a little bit of that today. First off, I have got these guys painted. I did this with Sky Gray, and I need to get them treated. And maybe I can get a little light in there for today to end the week with. Also, I'm going to get the nameplate painted, and I got a good idea with this, but I need to get this painted first before everything. I have now clear coated the turbo lift area, so that's why I'm going to be working there. Also, I need to get a clear coat onto the console station screens, and see from there. The second coat, the last pass I did really well. This came out really nice, so I still have to do that, but I still also need to get some clear coat on that. So let me get things started with the clear coat, because I don't want to be doing anything while that's going on, because I got to run the exhaust fan. But if I need to, I will turn the camera on. So yeah, I'll get at it, guys. I'll be right back. Alright, just wanted to share this real quick. So these are the grills that go on below the station. Now remember, I told you I had them painted, I had them sealed, and I used the T.B.I metal primer. And I've had these guys sitting. I let them sit in the acetone for quite a bit yesterday, and then I let them sit in water and rinse off. What I'm trying to make sure is I don't have that primer film on there because of the gaps, and if it is, I want to try to get clean so I don't paint over or through it, or don't cover the whole thing up. So I got my little sander out, and basically I am just going on it until I see metal, until I see more of the photo etch. And I do both top and bottom. So I'll flip it over, and as you can kind of see, it's still doing it. You can see it there. So I'll just come through and just make sure I got it good, that I got it out, and I'll probably let it sit in some detergent tonight. I don't know. I want to see how well this does, but for now, this is the best way I have to make sure I'm getting it all out, and then I'll see more tomorrow, or see more later. But as you can see, it's coming out. Just going to take a little bit of work. So that's what I'm working on right now, and So I want to get these guys primed and ready to go. So I can work on these after I put a video up. But let's see if I can't end with something fun for the week, since the snow and doctor's appointments and everything else decided that it needed to play. And so, all right, guys. Let me see what I can in the build week with, and what I can share. Or I'm going to share, but let's see if I can make something cool happen. All right, this is about as close as I can get to show you in for the week. I am working on the scopes, but I gotta let the paint finish drying and then give them a good seal coat, and then I can start the lighting. So that will be next week. So what I'm doing right now is I am going to put the decal from the kit onto here, which I already have the photo etch for, you saw. But that way I can gets a little bit of that, gets that nice detail in, and then I can get finished light blocked from the back. So what I'm going to use the decal to help with that and the photo etch. So too far. Okay. So I'm getting it in the water, letting it, just let it start to soak. And this has been clear coated. The turbo lift area has been completely clear coated. I did that yesterday because I was planning on doing this yesterday, and then, Blizzard 2023 decided not to do that because of all the snow. So I take it out, and I'm going to let it sit here and finish releasing and getting the water off. These from AMT and Rebel, some of them work great. Sometimes the decals are really great, and then sometimes it's like, But hey, it is what it is. Now the fun ones is Tamiya's that boy. All right, so it is coming off the backing paper. Great. I usually do this. I like getting my getting those on there. Then I'm going to make sure that this is centered well enough, and I'll check that with this just to make sure that hold on, give me a second. I gotta get rid of this side. It doesn't help me. Okay, got that off. So what I'm looking is to make sure that I have of course not, that I have everything lined up. So, yeah, pretty darn close. Okay. Well, the decal is exactly the same size as this, so I'm going to let it sit there, and then I'll have to, do some other, because the photo etch doesn't completely cover all that, which, yeah, we know that could happen. So I'm just going to make sure that I'm happy with the position and the spacing. Okay, making sure it's straight somewhat. Alright, now I'm going to take my Q-tip and I'm going to gently roll over it and press any air or water underneath of it, just like that. Then I'll take another look at it, make sure it's still, because when you do that, sometimes the decal will move again. So just kind of like that, just making sure. And that's the hard part sometimes, is just making sure. You can fiddle with something like mad. Bring you over a bit more. There we go. And take you up just a bit more. And I'm just eyeballing it, so okay. After all that, I will again go through and press. And then I have something that I use a lot of, and it's Solviset. Now what Solviset, if you guys haven't used it before, what Solviset does, it's amazing on most decals, is what it does is it's a setting solution. So you get your decal on, get all the water and everything out, and put the setting solution the softy set, because what it'll do is it'll soften the decal and let it get into those panel lines, round nuts, everything that you don't want to lose the detail from. Also, another trick I've learned, make sure you get it down, get a lot of it out, because sometimes too much is worse than not enough. And then all I do is I just do that, and now I will let it sit. That way it won't slide. I got it turned over and letting it sit. So yay, so that will be ready to take care of tomorrow or Tuesday when I get back down into here. It depends. Tomorrow is Monday. I got cleaning to do. But so yeah, not a bad week, short week with doctor's appointments, everything going on, but got a lot of decent work done. So all right, well, let me get things cleaned up, and I'll be back. All right, guys, this is where I am going to shut it down so I can get the video done for it and get it uploaded tonight. Like I said, busy week with the snow and doctors, all that. So I did get quite a bit done. I got all the stations. I did all the sanding work, got all that taken care of, repainted, redid everything, and lovely. I'm happy with that. Also got started on some of the extra detail instruments, and then like I said, I got the panels finished up for so I can get these back into the kit once it's time. And then yes, the turbo lift door is almost done. Still got a couple things to put in there, but other than that, that is the week on the bridge as it is. Next week will be better because no storms in the forecast yet. But so, all right, guys. So with that, have a great, awesome, and safe weekend. Have a great, awesome, and happy work week next week. And I'll see you guys back here on the bench.